Do you ever find yourself kind of stuck in the decision-making process and never actually progressing into the new project or the new adventure that you want to take advantage of, and you're just not quite sure how to make the decision on which direction to go in? Stick around with me for the next few minutes, and I will discuss how I am learning how to make decisions and figure out what it is that I want for my life and how to stay the course and know which direction I should be going in. My name is Megan Smith, and I am on a journey of rediscovering who I am authentically, bringing joy back into my life, and just trying to get off of the day-to-day grind and struggle of just surviving day to day and finding a life that I am actually making myself. And today I want to discuss how I am going through the process of learning to stay on a course, pick a course, pick an event, pick the way that I want to go or a venture that I want to start, and stick with it instead of second guessing myself. Historically, in the past, I have always started something, and then the minute I got a little bit of resistance, be like, nope, that's not right. That doesn't feel good. Or maybe, something sounded like a great idea that someone gave me or somebody said something. So I, buy all the materials and I start that, and then I lose interest. Maybe you can relate to that. And so right now, what I'm trying to learn, part of my journey of, again, becoming authentically myself, is to really sit and learn, what is it that I want to do? What is it that brings me joy? What is it that is going to make me feel like I've had success in my life, or that my life is fulfilled in a certain way? And it could be with a job. Do I stay with a job or move to a job? Do I start a business venture? Do I start a new hobby and stick with that hobby? Like, what is it that I want to do? And so in part of my reading today, I saw a little quote that I want to share with you that actually made me think a lot about how I decide where I want to put my energy and what I want to stick with. And so the quote goes, when something is right for you, it will give you energy. That's how you know. And that really kind of struck me, is that when something is exciting to me and I get all invested in it and it makes me happy doing it. It enlives me. I'm thrilled to do it. I'm thriving with it. And that doesn't mean that there's not hard pieces in it. It doesn't mean that there's not days or times where it's like maybe not as much fun as I thought it would be. But the overall event or process, or the overall thing that I'm working on, makes me happy, and it makes me want to continue doing it without getting scared that, oh, it's not the right thing, and or making me feel like, oh, nope, this doesn't bring me good vibes. If you understand kind of like how energy feels, if like when things resonate with us, it's like, yep, I can understand that. It makes sense to me. It's making me feel good. Versus when things aren't resonating with us, we don't want to do it. It doesn't make us feel good. It shuts us down. We have to fight to get through it. Obviously in life, there are things that we have to do just to get through life that don't always feel good to us. But part of what I do in learning and coaching with my strengths, as you've seen my other videos, you've heard me talk about using Clifton Strengths. Why those strengths and reports are so important is they show us how we best handle life naturally, how we best approach new things, how we best approach difficulties, how we best approach when we want to do something or we have to, take on a task. What is the best way we can approach it that gives us the most support and energizes us, instead of having to do things the way somebody else did that doesn't feel right. I'm sure if you're out there, you can, you've had probably, instances in your past where someone said, oh, you want to, paint your house or, remodel your house. You need to do it this way. And you kind of was like, no, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't seem right to you. And maybe they kind of talked you into it, and you kind of were going along the way, and you're like, nope, this isn't the right way to do it, because it wasn't your way. Now, it's maybe a simple example that doesn't really fit for everything, but I'm sure you can think back in your life where you got talked into doing something, even if you didn't have a problem with the idea of what you were working on, the project, or maybe it was a new job, or you're taking on a new task. But it was just the way someone was having you do it. Sometimes the only difference that would help us from being stagnant and really finding what we're doing a terrible chore, and actually doing it with joy and doing whatever the issue is with having excitement out of it and enjoying it, is how you approach it. Everyone has a different way that we behave. Everyone has a different way of how we relate to people. And so if you are relating to people, or if you're relating to the project in a way that someone else relates to it, that makes them happy and makes them energized, but that's not your way, you're going to feel weird. It's going to feel awkward. How many of you have gone to parties and you see that person who's just telling jokes and everybody's around them and they're just such a bubbly personality, and you think, wow, that person is someone that I really want to be around. They're magnetic and everyone wants to be around them. And then you try to say something like they say it, or you try to phrase things the way that they say it, and it comes out awkward. That is because that's not how you relate to people. The reason that that person is so successful in their, pulling people into them and talking to them and making people like them is because they're working on it their way. They're living their way. And so what I encourage you is to reach inside yourself, sit quietly sometimes. I know it's difficult in this day and age where everything is coming at you all the time, but sit quietly. I also like to pray. As a believer, I like to pray and get guidance, but just sit quietly and feel, what is your way? What is the way that feels natural? That doesn't mean that you can't approach things from a systematic way, but you need to approach it from a way that's going to feel natural to you. And that's, again, where the Clifton Strengths come in. The Clifton Strengths show people what their natural inclination is. So we're not fighting against ourselves and trying to do things the way someone else will. I know from my own experience in the past, with my job, I've had people telling me that I've got to do it this way and I can't talk to people, and there's no time to talk to people or discuss it, or you just got to go, because that's how they approach it. That's how they live their life. That's their way, their strengths are set up, the way they approach it. For me, who is a relationship builder, and if you know strengths, it's a domain in the Clifton Strengths world. I'm a relationship builder. So how I get things done is I create relationships with people. I need to know who this person is. I need to become invested in this person, and not on a deep level, but I just need to know that I am making their life a little bit easier. That we're connecting on a certain level, not just, hey, give me the data, let's go. Some people are like that. That's who they naturally are. I'm sure you've met people like that. I am not one of those people. I'm going to say, hi, how are you? How can I help you? What can I do to make, help you give me this data? Because I need to build that relationship. It's still just successful. I can still get things done quickly and easily, but I need to do it my way. So this is a little bit longer than I intended to go tonight. I hope that's making a little bit of sense. But just, again, think about, step back when you're having a challenge with something you're working on, especially if you're trying something new and you're just not sure if this is working for you, or if you're just not sure, hey, should I really be doing this? Step back and say, what kind of energy does this give me? Does this make me happy to show up every day? Does this make me happy to engage it? Does this bring joy into my life when I do it this way? And if so, then that is your thing. If it's a drudge, if you feel like, oh my goodness, this is like the most de-energizing thing I've ever done in my life, I'm hating it, it's making me miserable, then it's not your thing. Now, sometimes, again, you can learn how to do it differently. If you learn how to do it more naturally in your own way to approach things, that can help the situation. But sometimes you just need to learn to let go and go, you know what? I need to do something different. I need to do something that's going to give me the satisfaction that I'm looking for, and I need to find more joy out of what I'm doing instead of trying to do this thing that I've always done in a way that is just very dissatisfying to me. I hope this is helpful to someone. I hope that this resonates, and I hope you're having a great day. I hope to see you in another video. Until then, take care, be well, and be you.